Yeah, I'm rolling. Okay, everyone, we're rolling.
What does belonging mean to you?
Every single one of us underneath the LGBTQ plus rainbow have experienced some sort of persecution.
We have to, first and foremost, address the deficit of hope.
I've been yelled at in women's restrooms as a little girl.
I guess I struggle to feel like I really fit in anywhere.
I'm having a really hard time even figuring out the last time that I felt like I truly belonged.
It's literally like, it's wrong of us to have these because everybody wants
Especially with queer people, we can't sit right, period. Like the way I would love to be like, hey. Honestly, like this is so comfortable.
That is kind of funny.
That would be so funny. Just cut to you like that.
I think as queer and trans people, we often start the first parts of our lives not feeling like we belong.
I've always been a pretty gender creative presenting person. So I've been doing it for a long time and it's exhausting.
In 2024 alone, the ACLU has tracked 513 anti-LGBT bills across our country. Tennessee is only second to Oklahoma in leading the country in these anti-LGBT bills. The bills that we face ban drag, gender-affirming healthcare for young people, censor curriculum in schools, force teachers to out students, and ban pride celebrations.
I think often when we think about the impact of legislation on people's health, we often talk about access, but what we don't hear about as often is the impact of chronic stress on the body. So LGBTQIA people, specifically trans and gender nonconforming folks, are significantly more likely to report having COPD, emphysema, HIV, liver disease, sleep disorders, all of these things that impede quality of life. So this legislation is not just impacting, drag performances, but it's also impacting the physical body and the way that the body can function and survive.
They're resorting to this effort to just make liberal and progressive ideology feel as unwelcome as possible in this state, with the hope that people with those thoughts, will not move here.
This LGBTQ discrimination leads to a lack of hope. It is no wonder why so many people are leaving our state, fleeing to better protect their families and their young people from such discrimination.
We have issue upon issue upon issue as it relates to this state. We have to get out of this deficit of hope and prevent apathy from happening so that we can create belonging, so that we can thrive.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up.
So we're rolling.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Hello.
When I think about where we are truly safe as a queer family unit, I am not quick to list off a number of other organizations or entities that have really thought down to the bones of creating an inclusive space for everyone.
Connection is so important to our health, to our mental health, to the wellness of not just ourselves individually, but our community as a whole.
To me, belonging means living so authentically that I am irrevocably me.
And I think for queer and trans people, having mentors, having guides, but also having safe places to be, having a city and community that we feel naturally a part of, that fits us in a way that nurtures our needs as we grow and age, just in the same way as it is for any other community.
Nashville, Tennessee is the 20th largest city in the United States. And of those 20 cities, Nashville is the only one that does not have a fully operational LGBTQ plus community center.
What we're lacking in Nashville in the gay community right now is a dedicated community access sober space and a space that is available to all ages.
We really need a place where folks can gather, embrace their identities, and support their community, both in terms of organizing towards larger initiatives to get us free, but also in just getting us connected to our community and making sure that folks are feeling supported in their day-to-day lives.
We have work to get done in Tennessee, and one of the biggest things that I think community centers serve as a function for is a place for organizations to get off the ground and to support each other.
We need spaces of belonging that uplift people.
Luckily, we have organizations, including Inclusion Tennessee, that are working to actively create hope, belonging, interdependence, and love.
There's so much opportunity when people have hope, but first we have to give people hope, and we have to create those spaces of belonging in order to do that.
Rolling. Cool.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. Da, 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 da.
The mission of Inclusion Tennessee is to connect people, opportunities, and resources to enhance the multifaceted LGBTQIA+ community. Our vision is to live in a place where we can all belong and thrive.
The mission for Inclusion Tennessee on paper is very clear. But when you think about it, there's a very deep and more meaningful way of how we want to build belonging and connection in our community. That's through programming and connecting people to opportunities and resources so that everyone can thrive. And so the goal of Inclusion Tennessee is that we can create these opportunities for belonging not only within our own community, but in communities that accept and love us. There is a community here in Tennessee that deserves love, deserves care, it deserves support, and it deserves to belong. And that's why Inclusion Tennessee was formed, and that is part of this vision. It is to create something where everyone can feel like they belong to something much greater, and that they have hope. And we're a young organization, we're scrappy, we're making this work. We have a big vision, and we have some incredible goals. But we're going to be able to create change in our community. But we have to be able to do it with the support of you.
Where do we begin?
The Inclusion Tennessee theory of change is to create communities of belonging so that we can thrive. I mean, I think about the beauty that our community offers in so many different ways. I think about the talent, the art, the insights, the education, the lived experiences, the diverse mindset. There's so much that the LGBTQIA+ community offers to the collective world. And if we are not acknowledging that and celebrating that, then we are doing a disservice to an entire people group that needs to be honored and celebrated.